What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the Brew Lab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster in Chief. And tonight, in the Brew Lab, I'm coming at you with a Orzhov Walkers deck. Yes, this is definitely a Super Friends or Walkers, whatever you want to call it. It's a deck that predominantly relies on Planeswalkers for the win con. And Orzhov, for me, is, it holds a special place in my heart. I'm a massive Orzhov mage. And right now, I think it's in a pretty good spot. And I've gone about things a little differently. It's a sort of different take on a Orzhov mid-range pile that has been popular since Autumn BrewTech brought something quite similar to this to the Pro Tour. So, without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. Woo! Discard deck. Simply called Orzhov Titan Breach. I'm going to just remove the Orzhov part because that's obvious and just call it Titan Breach. And that is really nice to me. So, feast your eyes on my creation. The reason why it's called Titan Breach is because we're playing with a card from Dominaria United called Urza Assembles the Titans. Very underplayed card. One that I've been trying to jam into Planeswalker decks since it was released and never quite took off. However, I feel like this is finally a good time for it to shine. So the important thing when looking at this card is the second chapter, where it says you may put a Planeswalker card with mana value 6 or less from your hand onto the battlefield. Therefore, Kaya Intangible Slayer at 7 mana cannot be free cast off of the second chapter of Urza Assembles the Titans. For that reason, there is only one in the deck. All the other Planeswalkers either cost 6 mana, the most expensive one here at the Eternal Wanderer, and down. 5 mana for Elspeth, 4 and 4 respectively for Sorin and the Wandering Emperor. So, all of the rest of the walkers in our deck can be free cast off of Urza Assembles the Titans, Chapter 2. With Read Ahead, you kind of pick which one you want to go for straight away. It all depends on the board state, what cards are in your hand and whatnot. But I often just let this saga run its course from Chapter 1, because the Scry 4 is pretty fantastic. Whether you hit a Planeswalker or not, you still get to arrange the top 4 cards of your library, to be in the order that you wish them to be in, or just put them all on the bottom and get fresh cards. So, just pretty good. But then obviously the juiciest chapter is the third one, where you get to activate loyalty abilities of your Planeswalkers twice this turn rather than only once. And all of our Planeswalkers would love to do that. I mean, even just double +2 on the Kaya is a total of 6 life gained, 6 life drained from the opponent. So, I mean, even just something as simple as that is phenomenal. But all of these would love to be able to use their loyalty abilities twice for various reasons. So, yeah, that's the first, card from the name of the deck. The other one is, of course, Breach the Multiverse, which we're using in this deck as a sort of reanimation spell, sort of, because we have so many walkers, and I tend to use them quite willy-nilly, in the sense that I don't spend too much resources or time fretting over the fact that they might either get removed or that you use their loyalty abilities until they, just get removed. If you've got only 2 loyalty left and you -2 your Sorin, bye Sorin, not a problem. We kind of want them to be in the graveyard, because at some point in the late game, we're going to hit a Breach the Multiverse, and then we get to bring a Planeswalker from your graveyard back to the battlefield. So often, if I get a Kaya Intangible Slayer in my opening hand, and I'm struggling to cast it because it is 7 mana, I'll often just discard it to a Restoration of Eiganjo's Chapter 2, and then once I hit my Breach in the late game, bring back the Kaya with the Breach, which is really nice. We're also occasionally discarding the odd card with a couple of copies of Celestus that I've got going in the deck. But the key thing that I was referring to earlier before we jumped into the BrewTech, that I've done something slightly different, is the fact that I'm playing an Orzhov deck and there is no wedding announcement in the deck. And I've done that on purpose. I obviously love the card. It's really strong and blah, 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 blah. It's been around for a long time. We all know how good wedding announcement is. But lately, I don't know what's happened. I think the meta is just a little bit more aggressive. It just feels terrible. Like, absolute waste of time. Like, too slow. Doesn't do enough. Ooh, I make a 1-1. The opponent, like, you know, plays with, fires it, and just keeps attacking with his swift spears or whatever. Like, I don't feel it's doing what it's supposed to as much as it used to anymore. And, like, you either really going all in on the tokens strategy, which we've already showcased on the channel, you know, Orzhov tokens. Maybe we would have put the 3-mana Kaya in there and go with the Invasion of Tolvada for the reanimation. I wanted to do something different, so I got rid of the wedding announcement, which gave me a bit of wiggle room. So we've brought in some Tocasia's welcomes to make up for the fact that we now no longer have Bankbuster. I particularly like Tocasia's welcome these days as a replacement for card draw in a white-based deck, because we have so many things that generate tokens, right? My favorite one absolutely is casting Spirited Companion once you have Tocasia's welcome in play, because it draws you a card, and then it is a creature with mana value 3 or less, so it'll draw you 2 cards. That's really nice. But I mean, even just the Architect of Restoration, when it flips and comes onto the battlefield, that'll trigger it. You know, all of the planeswalkers we have, pretty much, like, this makes a 2/2, which will trigger it. This makes a 2/3 with lifelink, that'll trigger it. You know, the angels from Elspeth, which we often get to because of the double activations here. So again, makes a token. All of our planeswalkers pretty much make something that'll trigger the Tocasias, but most importantly, we're also running 4 copies of the Mirrex in the mana base. And I've talked about this a few times in a few different videos, that you know, make might token at instant speed during the opponent's turn to trigger the Tocasia's welcome, both on your turn and during the opponent's turn, is really, really nice. But we're also just drawing cards with the Spirited Companion, as well as Sorin's +1, as well as Kaya's 0 ability. We also gain some card advantage from Elspeth's -3. We're actually doing okay, and we're occasionally drawing some cards with a Celestus. It's actually just been, wow, like, I'm surprised. The performance is really good right now, all Mythic matches. I'll show you some stats at the end of the video, but I don't think I have anything much else to add other than let's jump into some games, see how the deck performs on the Mythic ladder. Of course, I've done some beautification to the brew. We've got Sorin Avatar, we've got our Orzhov sleeves on, I got, you know, all the bells and whistles, all of my, again, I'm at heart quite an Orzhov mage. I really like the color combination. Just hasn't been... my favorite time, recent standard, was when we were playing Edgar's and, like, Orzhov vampires. That was really good. Alright, 1 land and we're absolutely cooking. We're relying on Path of Peril and Farewell for our sweepers. Oh. Looks like tempo deck. Azorius tempo deck of some kind. Probably got one of these, like, you know, protect my guys. There we go. Okay, so it's going to be Illuminator Virtuoso. I'm fairly certain of that. Yeah, sure. Because Emperor here isn't going to be able to do its thing. This deck is really strong. Like, I mean, I wouldn't play Delver, but I've put this on the channel quite a few times. Various Illuminator Virtuoso decks. I'm very, very certain that that's what's going to be hitting the board next turn. Now that he's got the 4 mana. There he is. Now, let's see if there's counter magic. I think we just have to force out the shore up. So it's like 1 mana burnt and 1 save my dude spells used. So now we can Path of Peril. Yeah, and hopefully... Ooh, Breach. Hello, Breach. Hopefully... No, what's the other one called? That gives indestructible? Yeah, he's got it. Oh, slip out the back. Okay. Not as bad, but still very bad. Let's draw a card. Now we're worrying about the... What's it called? That aura. Something... Pass through? Oh, I can never remember the name of the card. I think we just go for the Breach. Oh, whoops. Ah. Misplay of the day, ladies and gents. So, the only thing that's going to save him is slip out the back. Let's see if he has it.
Of your blade.
Let's see if he has it. He's got it. Of course he's got it. My goodness. That was terrible gameplay from yours truly. I completely screwed that up. That was a huge misplay, like... Okay. Let's see what happens if we do this. Okay.
I bought us some time.
At least that. So it's daytime. Nah, I don't think we need any more lands. We've unfortunately milled our second Breach. So he'll take out the Wandering the Wanderer. Not Emperor. Gets back his Virtuoso. Aha! Now we're loving life, because... Oh no, we don't have any copies of Ossification in the graveyard, which kind of sucks. Maybe we'll draw one now. Double draw. Oh, hello. Sure. Free Elspeth? Why not?
I won't let a few thugs threaten this city.
You running counter magic? Doesn't look like it.
I was expecting a more impressive enemy.
Ossification, let's go. Yes, please.
Your shield.
Let's see if he's got another slip out the back. Hey ho! Okay, returning it to his hand. That's also fine with me. Last planes that we can possibly fetch. I think we'll get there in the end, even considering all my terrible misplays, because we're going to get to double activate loyalty abilities now. So we can make... Ooh. Ridiculous how many cards we've drawn, if you think about it. Woohoo! Hello!
I know there's a hero inside you.
I think I'll give you guys some flying.
Be brave. You're not safe from me.
Does he have another slip out the back? Okay, sure up. Now he's tapped out. Let's bring in Sorin. Go for some double activations here as well.
You can deal with my servant. I'm not busy. You wish to know my secrets? Very well.
Sure, connive. And now we can draw a card off of the Tocasias during his turn. Wow, I'm like... Did some really terrible playing there, guys. I made a few massive mistakes, but the deck's very forgiving. The worst matchups so far have been mono red. Mono red's the only one that's been getting underneath me quickly enough. Everything else, I've got positive matchups against. I think I've only lost 2 matches with the deck since I've put it together. All Mythic games, and they were both against mono red. And I was admittedly on the draw. You know, it's tough to beat mono red when you're on the draw anyway, no matter what deck you're playing. With this like more grindy, controlling kind of a brew. Yeah, they just you're dead on turn 4 and you haven't even found the mana for your Wandering Emperor, you know, kind of thing. It's a great hand. Okay, we're playing against Ramp. By the looks of it so far, I mean, it might just still be Bant whatever shenanigans, but it's probably looking like Ramp. These days, when I see one of these triomes on turn 1, okay, maybe not. Restoration of Eiganjo. Let's go. Now let's see if it's a topiary stomper or what. Okay. Here. So then we're using the restoration to ramp with. Instead. 6 mana. We're already 1 turn away from Breach. Okay, no, it is ramp. He just happened to have 3 Sparras in his... What a load of rubbish. Let's see if there's any, like, interaction. Could be one of those... What are they called? The flash enchantment that cares about domain that I never remember the name of. Okay. Urza assembles the Titans actually resolves. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We do want the land for our breach. So let's decline. There it is. I knew it. Had to know it. Leyline Binding. Why can I never remember the name of this damn card? Anyway, we're running 2 copies of Farewell in the deck, 4 enchantments. So I'm honestly not too worried about it. Do we go for another one? Nah. Yeah. Sure. Why not? Yes. So, I mean, they run Sunfalls, they run maybe Drag to the bottom, but definitely Atalis, and there we go, there we go! Gotta love it. Yay, so now we're gonna sneak one of his Atalis. I'm fairly certain. I would even be happy with, like,
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming.
Atraxa, of course. Oh, thank you. I'd love an Atraxa. Just...
I've made it just in time.
I'll grab another Wanderer, just in case. Let's grab a land. White or black do we need more of? Whatever. Doesn't really matter. I'll take Tocasias. I'll take Celestus. And another Path of Peril. Why not? Under its owner's control, right? So, owner, you don't want to be blinking anybody else's things with your Wanderer. So, just make little guys.
Keep your eyes shut.
Pass the turn.
Blade do the talking.
Of course, he's got the binding. Of course, he's got it. Where's my farewells? Have I milled them? There's one. I'm so over this ramp deck, man. It's really just quite something. Fortunately, Kaya here is untargetable. So good luck with that, mate.
Nobody deserves these blades more than Phyrexia.
Can you imagine, bro?
See you later.
Who's next?
He had all of them in his hand.
You started this fight. in this together. Guards, to me.
If you've got another Sunfall, I'm going to start to get a little bit annoyed.
Do the talking.
That's 2 down. How many do you run in best of 1 in this type of shell? Anyway, I don't think this deck runs any way of dealing with my Kaya. Like Shieldred's Edict or whatever. Sure, get back your ley line. You realize that I'm just gonna keep using my Kaya on that.
I fight for the entire multiverse.
Your time's almost up.
Patience. Show them the edge of your blade.
Bye-bye now. Off you go, Mr. Rampy Atraxa. All 3 leyline bindings, 2 Sunfalls. No worries. We freaking owned your ass. Oh, feels so good to beat Ramp, man. Oh my goodness. The predictions as far as the meta post bans were definitely quite accurate. Like, there's a lot of it going on, but I don't lose to it as often as I initially thought I would. Yes, Atraxa scary and woo woo woo. But it's, I don't know, my win rate against that deck is much higher than I initially thought it would be. Unfortunately, both matches, the first breach has always milled our only other breach. Maybe we could put a 3rd one in the deck, but honestly, it's not like the win con. It's just nice to have it in there. The walkers themselves, and probably Kaya more than anything, is the real... you know, star of the show here. Another great hand. Yes, yes, yes. Celestus is good also. I love the Celestus. You really think I won't block that? Really? These little soldier players. Tcha! Gonna Path of Peril the crap out of your board very soon. It's gonna be phenomenal. Okay, now what? You're holding up a counter spell? Sure. I'm not even casting it. Oh. Little too late, my dear fellow. Just a little too late. These are 2 drops. These little soldier decks really pose no threat. Could not care less.
Right. Let's clean. This is your fight. Win it.
Ow! I feel good. Shooby-dooby-dooby-doo. Ah, freaking Cathar. No problems. Yeah, yeah.
I won't let you harm innocent bystanders.
Let's see if we can't get a ossification for free. And then what? Did we cast something just then? I don't think we did, eh? So we need to... do we care about switching to nighttime? Yeah, why not? Then we can discard the second copy of Celestus that we have cluttering up our hand and get to the Kaya mana with or without Talia on the battlefield. He's probably got a counterspell, right? No? He sussed it out. And if he... like, why not just attack then and do that post... whatever. Whatever. Nah. I think we just go breaching. Oh wait, it's nighttime. I don't want Brutal Cathar. Or do I? Meh. Wait. Cancel. Pardon me.
Keep watch for intruders. Show them what you got.
Little first strike action. Okay, lock down all your own stuff too. Are you serious? You're playing lockdown in your Azorius Soldiers deck. Makes perfect sense. Should we give him the oops? I don't get it. I mean, okay, you get back your Harbin and your Brutal Cathar because you get my ossifications. Fine. Fine. On it. What? Okay. No worries. Be happy.
Shows no mercy, so neither will I. You're not safe from me.
Target creature. Why can't I target? Is this no longer... What's going on? Oh, I think the game bugged. The temporary lockdown is there. Oh, let's find out.
I have got new moves to teach you. Be brave.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that the game just bugged out and that my stuff is actually under the lockdown. Because I wasn't able to target this. Who's he attacking with? I can't...
Next
wow,
time you'll be hitting air.
what just happened? Let's go straight to the third mode here. And we go... boop. Boop.
Your time's almost up. Just give up on it.
I take no shore.
Really drive this nail home.
I bring my own army.
Let's do this together. Show them what you got.
Oh god, I love this.
Strike fast and strike hard. Show them how we greet our enemies.
Yeah, I think temporary lockdown bugged out there, and actually my the token there and the opponent's Talion things were not on the board. Weird visual bug. Haven't had that one in a little while. We're doing pretty good for time. We're 3 matches in. I think we can fit in one more to see if we can't go undefeated on ladder with Titan Breach. Oh, no more battery. Not quite as good as some of the other hands we've had. Ooh. Ooh. Mono black, huh? Okay. Okay, so hand hate, huh? Wow. If I lose to this, I'm gonna be very, very, very annoyed. Breachy, breachy. Hello? Welcome to the party. Oh, I should have blocked. That was real dumb. Nice. Okay, so in this case, I'll discard the Ossification and get the free... Yeah, whatever, dude. No worries.
My people, let your blade do the talking.
That'll do us for Breach. And I'll make another creature. Just in case there's something like, I don't know.
Guards, to me.
This type of deck will probably be running Liliana's whatnot. Fine. Totally fine. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So we can actually discard this swamp and bring back a companion for some more draw. And then just breach it up. Oh, was really hoping to mill. I knew that'd be Liliana. Huh. Bah. Yeah, no, this don't do this to yourselves, people. It's not a good deck. Oh yes, baby, that's what I like to see. Final match of the night, ending on a win, undefeated in Mythic with my homebrew. Orzhov Breach, slightly different take, leaning into Planeswalkers. It's time to show you guys some stats so that I can...
These audio effects.
Pardon me. I had some OBS mic settings. So here we go. Boop, 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 and boop. Titan Breach. 80% win rate, 8 for 2. Okay, it's not a huge sample size, but we've just gone 4-0 now. And then here's the 2 matches I dropped against Mono Red last night. Otherwise, every other match has been a win. I dropped 2 matches to Mono Red. That's it, in 10 matches. We definitely want a bigger sample size, but I don't have the chance to do so. So it's up to you guys now to take this brew out into the world for a spin, see how it performs for you, make some adjustments, you know the drill. And then, of course, as always, let me know in the comments how it went for you. But I, for one, I'm very, very happy with it. And yeah, jumping back into it with any sort of last final thoughts, potential edits, things that I considered. What you can definitely tell from the deck is that, yes, we're playing black. Where are the go for the throats? Where are the cut downs? Where are the, and that's where I think this would benefit very much from being a best of 3 deck. You just bring in a sideboard, you get your duresses in here, you get your, your black stuff that will be good in different matchups. Can bring in Shield Reds. I think this would be very good in best of 3. I would actually love to test that. I might do so off camera when I stop recording, because the little sideboard action here would just bring this to the next level. IMO. But as far as, best of 1, I think this is where it's at. We've got the Farewell to deal with enchantments, Path of Peril for the creatures, Ossification removes things, Wandering Emperor removes things, Eternal Wonder as a form of mass removal in a sense, and Kaya also can remove stuff with the -3. So, like, I haven't felt the need for any instant speed targeted removal so far. And as you can see, the win rates speak for themselves. So, again, no edits. Just leaving it up to my lovely community to decide what to do next with this brew. I will see you all in the next one with another fresh brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the Brew Lab signing out. Peace, y'all.